Hi friends, today let us see how to install ESXI 8.0. See, this is my lab setup I had. You can see, right, this is the host details. Currently, I am having 6.7 ESXi server loaded on my lab network, lab system, you can say. In this, I'm going to install, I'm going to create a VM. I'm going to install ESXi 8.0 on it. So ESXi 8.0 is the latest version we had, which has been released by the VMware recently. So what I have done was I have downloaded the 8.0 setup file and I have uploaded the same setup file over here in my data store. You can see this is my data store and this is my 8.0 ISO file. You can see, right? I have uploaded my ISO file over here. Go to data store, click on upload, choose the file. This is the file I have uploaded. I click OK so that the file get uploaded into our data store. Right now, I'm going to create a new virtual machine. For this, right click on the virtual machines, create a new VM, create a new virtual machine, click next, and name it as ESXi 8.0. Okay, and I'm going to install it on 6.7 machine. Guest operating system is others, and you can select here 6.5 or later. So VMware ESXi 6.5 or later. Click next. And we had a single data store, right? So it is not showing multiple. I'm going to install in the same data store. Click next. Here one thing. Okay, I'm going to give a 4 CPU and I'm going to enable the hot plugin. Okay, 2 CPU, 2 into 2 sockets, total 4 virtual sockets. It will be hot plugin. If you enable hot plugin, you can increase the CPU virtual CPU core count whenever even the VM is up and running. We can increase the resources. I'm going to give 4 GB of RAM, and I have enabled hot plugin, and I'm going to give 20 GB of space, and I'm going to select thin provision. If it is a thick provision, total 20 GB will be occupied in our desktop on our data store. So I have given, I'm choosing a thin provision, click next. And here we need to mount the ISO file, right? In CD/DVD, go to data store and choose the ISO file, whatever we have uploaded, see 8.0, click select. And I think there are not much more required. Click next. This is the detailed summary of our virtual machine which we are going to create. You can check it over here, click finish. Once the get finished, see ESXi 8.0 VM has been created. Just a mission, like assembling of the mission is completed. Right now what we have to do, we need to power on this one and we need to take this as a in a console just to complete our install the operating system on it. For this I'm going to take this on a console. Okay, see the installation again started. See, it is too quick here. You can see like all the setups, booting files, everything loading easily. Let us wait till it get completed. See friends, setup has been completed. See, you can see ESXi 8.5 almost systems, but okay. You can click enter over here, friends. Click enter to continue, and you need to click F11 to accept the terms and conditions. See, now it will scan the hardware and it will take some time. See, you want to install it on a 20 GB drive. If you had multiple drives, it will show multiple, friends. Right now we are going to install it in a 20 GB virtual hard disk which we have created. So click continue, click enter to continue, and by default you can choose keyboard layout as US. Continue. Give a root password, it is important, friends. to give the root password. So I'm going to give the root password. Click continue. See errors found during the system scan. What is the error? Hardware virtualization. Hardware virtualization is not a feature of the CPU. It's not enabled in the BIOS. No worries. Click continue. And the installer is configured to install 8.0. Okay. Warning, this will be repartition. No worries. Click F11, friends. You can ignore these warnings. Once you click F11, the ESXI installation process has been resumed. You can see, right? Once it is done, I'll just show you the console, how it looks like. See friends, installation has been completed. It is asking to remove the installation media. You can ignore this. Reboot the server. Enter to reboot. Okay, click enter. Right now the VM will be rebooted. Once the VM has been rebooted, we can access this by using a console, friends. I'll show you once it is done. But we need to assign the IP and all the stuff. Few things left. Okay, let it get restarted first. Then after I'll just show you. See friends, right now the ESXi has been completely loaded. Click F2 to assign the IP address. First you are going to log in, right? To log in as a root. While installation we have given a root password, right? You have to enter that one. Right now it is showing all the configurations and stuff, right? Here first of all you need to configure the IP address for this. Configure network, and we are going to give the IPv4 address. Yes, click enter. Use static IP. Right now I'm going to use the static IP and I'm going to assign the IP to this. Once you once you complete of giving the IP address and all the stuff, click enter. The IP address has been set. Right now IPv6 has been enabled, right? You can disable this one. Click space to select the option, right? And once you select the option, click enter. So IPv6 has been disabled now. Now I'm going to configure the DNS server. For this I'm going to give the our DNS as our we have in the backend. See in the backend our domain controller is up and running. You can check the IP address of the domain controller over here, and you can assign the same IP to that as well as a DNS server. For this 29.160 is the domain controller IP, right? I'm going to give the same IP over here. Along with our domain controller IP, I'm going to assign the global DNS as well. And you can say the host name as ESXi 8. Okay. Once I am done with all the settings and configuration changes, what you can do, click escape. It will ask whether the settings should be saved or not. You need to click Y over here. Once you click Y, it will take the complete settings. It will restart the host as well. Once the restart has been completed, you can check the IP will reflect in the virtual machine, friends. For this, you need to wait for a moment. Let the system get rebooted once, and then let us check whether the IP has been assigned properly to this or not. Okay. In the backend, meanwhile, what we can see, we can come to the virtual machines over here and check our virtual machine whether the IP has been like in which network the presently it is running like that. Those settings we can check in the settings here. See, right now the network adapter is private network. You need to choose the VM network, friend. Then only our local network will affect over here. Let us see whether the reboot has been completed or not. In detail, I'm going to explain those later on. What is the virtual network and all those stuff in the coming classes. Till now, you can see the IP over here, right, friends? 29.170. So it is showing the IP. That let us bring for our host network, host machine. See, it is communicating, right? You can open the browser, go to any browser, and use that IP address. Try to 170, right? Access that IP. Click continue. Go to advanced. Go to proceed. See, right now you can see the ESXi 8.0 interface, how it looks like. I'm accessing through the web browser, friends. You can give the root credentials as well as the root password, what we have configured during the installation process. See how it looks like, friends. 8.0 interface I am also seeing for the first time. This is how the 8.0 looks like. What are the virtual machines, storages, what are the network adapters it had, all those stuff you can see here. What is the host configuration? See, it is not connected to virtual vCenter right now. And right now date and time and all those stuff, you can see how the complete interface of the 8.0. In coming classes we can learn what is new with this 8.0 and the migration and all those stuff in the coming days, friends. See, currently you are using ESXi in evaluation mode. The license will expire in 60 days. Okay, for this it is prompting the license information as well. We can check one by one later on, friends. In the coming classes you can go to actions and also see, you can see the license info over here. We can move to the maintenance mode. We can enable the SSH over here to assign to access from the putty and all those stuff. See, friends, this is the how the 8.0 interface look like. This is all about the video. Thank you. Have a nice day.